Imagine this. You sat through years of school. You studied the foundations of philosophy. You probably heard the name Plato. Maybe even read fragments of his dialogues, the cave, the republic, the ideal forms. But here's the truth, no teacher ever told you. What you got was just the surface. The simplified, sterilized version. The real Plato, the one whispered about in esoteric traditions, encoded in symbols, hidden from the ordinary student, was never shown to you. Why? Because his lost code wasn't just about politics or logic. It was about reality itself. A map not just for society, but for consciousness. A key to breaking free from illusions that keep humanity chained. And here's the question you need to ask yourself. If even Plato's ideas were filtered, edited, and distorted before reaching you, how much of what you believe about reality is just another cage? Plato didn't teach through lectures. He initiated through layers. His school, the academy, wasn't a university. It was closer to a mystery school. Outwardly, he taught math, ethics, and debate. But behind closed doors, he taught a different curriculum. A curriculum encoded in geometry, music, and myth. Triangles that weren't just shapes, but mirrors of cosmic intelligence. Melodies that weren't just art, but tuning forks for the soul. Stories that weren't just myths, but encrypted lessons about the hidden order of reality. What we call Plato's philosophy today is just the outer shell. What's missing is the inner core, the code. The very code that influenced Hermeticism, Gnosticism, and even the Renaissance magicians. The same code that secret societies swore to guard. And the same code that schools today never mention because it's dangerous. Dangerous not because it harms, but because it liberates. Plato knew something shocking. Humanity doesn't naturally see reality. It sees shadows. This is what the allegory of the cave really meant. But here's the twist. In his lost code, the cave wasn't just a metaphor for ignorance. It was a program, a system that actively trains you to confuse appearances with truth. Think about your own life. Do you remember how school taught you to repeat answers instead of asking questions? Do you remember how media teaches you to consume instead of reflect? Do you remember how society celebrates images instead of essence? That's not random. That's the cave. And Plato left warnings, not for the masses, but for the few willing to decode them. He wasn't trying to create good citizens. He was trying to awaken hidden philosophers. Not professors in classrooms, but warriors of perception. You've probably heard that Plato talked about forms, perfect archetypes of reality. Your teacher probably made it sound like abstract nonsense. But here's the secret. The forms weren't just abstract ideas. They were blueprints of reality. They explained why the world has structure, why beauty resonates, why truth can be recognized. And here's the crazy part. Modern science is catching up. Neuroscience shows the brain builds reality from patterns. Physics suggests the universe may be made of informational codes. Mathematics shows that harmony, the very thing Plato called the music of the spheres, is embedded in existence. Plato wasn't just daydreaming. He was coding. He left us a hidden operating system of the cosmos. One that, if understood, could change how you see everything, from matter to mind. So why didn't you learn this in school? Why was the most profound part of Plato's teaching cut away? The answer is simple: control. Knowledge that liberates threatens systems that dominate. A student who learns Plato's real code isn't just obedient, he's dangerous. Because he stops believing appearances. He questions authority. He sees through illusions. That's why his teachings were flattened, diluted, and sold as Philosophy 101. It's why what you read in textbooks is a corpse, not a living flame. But traces survived. In Hermetic texts, in mystical Christianity, in Islamic philosophy, in Renaissance magic. Every era, someone tried to resurrect the lost code. But every era, the mainstream silenced it again. Until now. So here's the question. Are you going to keep living in the cave, staring at shadows? Or will you dare to decode the reality behind them? Because Plato's lost code isn't just a relic. It's alive. It whispers every time you feel that something about life doesn't add up. Every time you sense that beauty has a secret structure. Every time you question whether your reality is real or just another projection. The school system will never give you this. Society will never hand it to you. But the code is still here, waiting. Not in textbooks, not in classrooms, but in you. Because Plato's ultimate secret wasn't in the academy's walls. It was in the mind of every seeker who dares to awaken. Welcome to Fragments of Reality.